Ian McConnell here from inmyhomeoffice.com. Dan sent in an email asking me to do a site critique of his site, which is biketrackdayshub.co.uk. This is a site here. Now, this is the obviously I'm like a newbie on the site because when he sent me the email, it was the first time I came here. As you can see, Dan's put a huge amount of effort into the site. It's actually very, very good. Tons of brilliant information. Dan's really, really good writer. But Dan gets about 4,000 odd visits, organic visits which is from the search engines to this website every single month, which is a huge amount of traffic, considering, because I did a check and there's about 100 plus posts on here according to Google. But the issue is that Dan makes about £100 a month, which is not good enough. So what do I recommend? Well, good looking site, very nice. Did some checking in Google, and there's a lot of information that's coming here. A lot of people coming here because they want information on things like secondhand tires, tire gauges, things like that. So without looking at the Google Analytics, I would suspect that some of that traffic is traffic that's coming. Maybe they want a tire gauge for their car, and they've gone into Google, typed it in, and ended up on this site, which is essentially all about motorcycles. Now that's not a bad thing because you can still convert them. Obviously, Dan's got a page where he's selling the tire gauges, and he recommends 4 or 5, and hopefully they'll click across on his affiliate link and buy from eBay, where he's offering to take them. But the main issue, this is what we call a content marketing model, whereby you have seemingly tons of time but not much funding to throw at your business, so you spend your time writing a lot of different content, because essentially, like Dan is an expert at track days. He's come through from the absolute beginner to being right up there in the sort of faster guys and above average rider. He's had his crashes, he's had his experiences. So anybody with a skill level lower than that, looks at Dan as an expert. So, an expert, there's tons of products that you can create. You can write an ebook, you can create a video course, you can create a membership site, because if somebody like myself, I've been riding motorcycles since I was 16 years old, and I have never been to a track day. I would have liked to, and especially after reading this, it actually seems like there's a ton of help out there to get the right bike, to ride properly, right technique, etc., etc. Now, I'd be very, very happy to pay for membership, or pay a membership fee that would involve, like really good information. And if there was a membership site where Dan was, interviewing other experts on this, say there's a particular guy at his club that is an exceptional breaker, is for Dan to go and interview that guy and put that into the membership site. So you build content by interviewing other people, by providing your own information, and by creating a product. Similar to what I do with model trains, is I recognized there was a need for the beginner, and this would be exactly the same in bike track days. There's going to be people out there that are going to think, I'd love to ride my bike on the track. They'd go down to the bike track day and just have a look around, and they'd ask questions. But there's going to be so many unknowns. And I think, like, I would be very nervous just to take my bike out there. I would want someone to coach me for 2 or 3, times to build my confidence before I actually went out on the track. So, to be able to get an ebook or something that I can read prior to going there would be extremely valuable, and I would quite happily pay probably $47. I mean, when you look at these bikes and you look at the expenditure, this is $10,000 plus. I would say, just looking at it from the outside, to get into this hobby. So to go and spend $50 an ebook is nothing, and then to spend $50 a month to be able to be part of a community whereby we can share knowledge and we can get access to interviews, from people that have expertise in different areas of bike track days, would be exceptionally valuable, and I think there would be quite a market for that. However, what happens is you get, Dan's getting organic traffic to this site. Now, he's making less than £100 a month. That has to be solved, because essentially every single person that comes to your website has been converted from an ad. It might be a search engine listing, it might be a paid ad. And I class a search engine listing as an ad. It's essentially you've put in the effort to put the content out there. So when that listing is in displayed in Google, then that's an ad, and that has converted that person to come and visit your site. So Dan's done the hard work. He's got the 4,000 odd people to come to his website, but he's getting a really lousy conversion. And that's what needs to be addressed, because essentially if you're getting 4,000 people to your website, you should be converting at least half of those. So there should be 2,000 conversions, and those conversions could be an opt-in, they could be a click on an ad, they could be a purchase of a product. But that's why you set up your goals in your analytics, is so that you can monitor where those conversions are coming from and which traffic sources, because Google organic traffic may convert better on the opt-ins, whereas Facebook traffic from a status update might be a better conversion on an affiliate link, etc. And so these are all the things that you monitor through your Google Analytics. But initially, looking at the site, what Dan needs to do is upgrade the opt-ins, because that's going to be the sort of low-hanging fruit on this website. That's going to be the easiest way to get them in. Just looking here, and I can see that Dan's taken the usual sort of Aweber opt-in here. Now, that's all well and good. It's a quick, easy way of getting there, but it just does not look professional enough. This ebook cover here, it's okay. This is something you would buy on Fiverr and put on your website, but it's not gelling with the rest of the site. It just does not look professional enough. So that needs to be upgraded. The easiest way, Dan, is to go to Amazon and have a look through the book covers there and look at the fonts, the layout, etc. I would say that image on that ebook needs to be just about the entire ebook cover, and then your text over the top. But you want a better font, you want a better look, you want it to really, really pop, so that when people arrive on your site, that's the first thing that attracts their attention. Whereas now, I'm looking at all these photos here, and these are attracting all my attention because they just look so professional. But then I look at this ebook and it looks ugly. It looks untidy. It just looks amateurish. So yeah, upgrade that. The other thing is these AbleWeather forms are not great at all. You're better off getting a plugin like Hybrid Connect. And this is the sort of look and feel. Now you can see this ebook cover here. This was actually done on Fiverr for $5, and it's just, the guy did an exceptional job. And there's a whole lot of people on Fiverr that'll do this sort of quality. The trick with Fiverr is when you want something done is to put in 3 jobs. That's what I do. So I pay 3 people $5 to create the same ebook, I give them the same job description, and they go out and create it. And I'm guaranteed to get one really good one back. Sometimes I get 2, and it's hard to decide which one's the better one. But that way, you spend $15 on a cover that's going to be around for a long, long time. It's a good investment, but it must look professional like this. Now this is a WordPress plugin, and you take your Aweber or your GetResponse code and you put it into the plugin, and what it does is it creates these really slick looking opt-in boxes. I'll put a link below this video for that plugin. But it just looks so much better. You also get the option of having, if the person's come here the first time, they would see their name and email form. If the plugin detects that they're logged into Facebook on their browser, it'll give them a big Facebook button, so they don't have to put the name and email in. They can just click the Facebook, and it'll automatically opt them in. Or like this one, I've already opted in to my own form. It just gives you the click for instant access button. And this is because, if I've come here, maybe a month later, forgotten that I've already opted in and got the ebook, this will then, give me the ebook directly, so that I don't have to go and search my hard drive for the ebook. So that's the plugin you want to use to make it really, really pop. And, that then will blend in with the quality and the professionalism of the rest of the site. The other thing is with that plugin is you get another option to take that very same opt-in. And when someone scrolls down and they've got past that opt-in, it will then pop another opt-in, which will end up being... it'll pop up over here, okay, and say the same thing, and that's a scrolling activated opt-in, very, very effective, because you just can't miss it. This you can make it a yellow box or whatever, but it pops up whenever. Now the other thing is, the other option you have with the opt-in is if I go to one of these posts. This here, Dan, this is not doing you any favors. These share buttons here, I reckon these are a complete waste of time up there. They just look bad because they're zeros. But you're better off, if you're going to use those, put them at the bottom and use the use the bigger ones, but and have a call to action above them which says, if you like this, share with your friends. But that's detracting because it's stopping the flow. I want to read this. I want to read this title. I don't want to be distracted with that stuff up there. So let me just get rid of this horrible thing, which is another distraction on your website. But anyway, so when you go into the individual blog post and you scroll down, so you would have your nice opt-in there, which would look really good. But say somebody misses that and they they read the post. And they get down here, you could make it so that it pops up the opt-in in the bottom right-hand corner here. If they close that and they continue reading, or if you don't like that, some website owners don't like that because it's just a pain. For their readers, some people think you can actually get the opt-in to sit, somewhere down at the bottom, down there. So that would be the very first thing I suggest you do with your website is to do that to maximize the opt-ins. Because once you get a person opted in, your book is 37 tips to become a better track writer. You pre-qualified them. The person on your list wants to be a better track writer. So they're going to want to have access to all your blog posts. So, what you do is once they've opted in, they get the ebook. And then, email day number 1, you'd be sending them to post number 1, day number 2 to post number 2, day number 3 to post number 3, because every single one of these posts is something that every track writer needs to know. So you're not giving them rubbish. And don't think that every day sending them an email is too much. When you've decided, say I've decided that I want to get involved with bike track days, the last thing I want is to get excited, get your ebook, opt in, and never hear from you for a week. I want to hear about this. I'm excited about this. So I want you to send me emails. I want stuff every single day to keep me excited about the hobby, to drive me along. And, all your information is absolutely brilliant. Now, obviously, if you're sending people on your list to each of these posts, those posts are littered with affiliate links or whatever. That's where your conversion is going to come from. And the other thing is about that is once you have built a list, you can then ask your subscribers if they think a membership site would be a good idea, and you can run things by them. You can say to them, well, this is what I'm thinking of doing. I'm thinking of having a membership site. It'll cost you $50 a month, but this is what you'll get access to. You'll get 4 interviews. One will be on braking, one will be on crashes, avoiding crashes, one will be on clutches, upshifts, etc. I'm just making things up on the fly here. And, there'll be video, plus you'll get this content and that content. What do you think? And what's going to happen is people are going to reply back and they're going to say, yeah, I'd be interested. Or you're going to get a whole lot of people reply back and say, no, I would actually prefer if you gave me resources on where to buy the best secondhand tires, or how can I get access to these parts, or whatever. And that's how you construct your membership. But you essentially build a paid community at the end of the day, because you want to try and make sure that the product you have at the end of the day is paying you around $100, $50 to $100 per client that comes to your website. So, that's because then if you've got 4,000 people coming to your website now, and say you get 2,000 of them to opt in, and say out of those 2,000 you convert, I don't know, let's just say you converted 1%, worst case scenario. You're looking at 20 people you're going to convert. Now, if you're going to convert 20 and your average sale price is $100, that's $2,000. You've now taken your earnings from £100 to 2,000. So that's where you want to go. But first, you want to get those opt-ins. You want to build the list. You want to get them coming back to every single one of these posts, and then you want to run the idea of membership past them, because now you have a community, you have an audience, you can ask them, and you can take it from there. So I hope this has been helpful, and if you've got any questions, please let me know below this video.